Mr. Moses, you've summoned Ms. Lightle to court to prove that you fathered her 1-year-old daughter, Lamaya. And you say Ms. Lightle denies that you're the father because you want to fight for custody. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lightle, you claim you want this paternity dispute to be over just like your relationship. And hope once the DNA results are revealed, you won't ever have to see Mr. Moses again.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Moses, the stakes are high today.
Yes, they are high, Your Honor.
Explain.
Because myself, I'm a great father. I would love to continue being a great father, but Miss Lightle here, she make that a bit difficult at times.
No.
She gets in her feelings, she gets mad at me. I'm not the father, or
because
it's a possibility.
He's a difficult person, Your Honor. He's very difficult. He doesn't know how to communicate, Your Honor.
When we on good terms, Your Honor, come get your daughter, Your Honor.
Okay, one at a time. I want to understand this. Sometimes she says you are the father.
Yeah, when we on good terms, it's a come get your daughter.
Legally, you are the father. That's why I say that.
Yes, I signed the birth certificate.
Legally, you are.
Yes, this is my daughter. I signed the birth certificate.
Let me see that birth certificate. So wait a minute. Mr. Moses, you signed the birth certificate. You believe this is your baby?
Yes.
You Lameek, it's Lamaya.
Your Honor,
you all go together.
I named my child. She named after me.
You're on the birth certificate.
Yes.
Your Honor, I told him when I was 8 months pregnant that there was a possibility that he was not the father.
She say this all the time, Your Honor. And
I tell him after. No, it's not out of spite. This is because it's
I want to hear from her. Ms. Lightle, what did you tell him exactly?
I told him when I was 8 months pregnant, Your Honor, that there was a possibility that he could not be the father. He told me that he know he's the dad and he's gonna be there. He know he's the dad.
Before the baby was born?
Before the baby was born. So when
How did you know you were the dad before the baby was born?
That's what I want to know.
Dad. She lived with me at the time, Your Honor. She was dating her ex-boyfriend. They've been sexing for however long.
No.
Never got pregnant. As soon as she come dealing with me, she's pregnant. A month, 2 months later. How is not my baby?
How do you know it's your baby if she's been dealing with this guy the whole time, even when she was with you?
No,
she wasn't.
I only dealt with him one time when I was with him, around the time that I got pregnant, Your Honor.
So you're saying around the window of conception, you slept with another man?
My ex, yes.
But you were also with Mr. Moses?
We weren't, yeah. We weren't official, but yeah.
Okay, but you were having sex.
Yes, but she lived with me, but we did our own thing. Kind of thing.
Explain to me, what is this relationship now? She lives with you, but she does her own thing. What is this?
I broke up with you because I caught you in the bed with a female.
I kicked you out.
You didn't kick me out. I left.
Okay.
I caught you in the bed with a female and I left. You didn't kick me out. How?
Yeah, I did that
How
on
you
purpose.
kicked me out? When I was helping you pay your rent. How?
Hold on. Were you all in a committed relationship?
I was committed.
No, she just told you she slept with another man.
Before we were official.
She lived with me.
I wasn't living with you when I slept with him.
She's a...
No, so you all moved in together?
Yeah.
With no commitment?
When we moved in together, there was supposed to be a commitment. I slept with my ex before we made a commitment. We were like friends with benefits at first.
So how can you expect anybody to be committed?
You let me live with you. You said you wanted a commitment.
That's a beneficial fact.
So when you found out, Miss Lightle, when you found out you were pregnant, who did you tell?
I told him. He was with me when I found out.
When she was in labor, who you called?
I called you.
Me. Who signed the birth? Who stayed there all 3 days in the hospital?
You did.
Me.
But
who the baby came home with the first day she came home?
She came home with you, but still.
What part I'm not there for?
You know.
You know what I mean? My daughter look, right there, the birth.
And Mr. Moses, I can see this makes you emotional when you talk about it, because you love this baby.
I do. That's my daughter. That's mine. Lamaya is mine. Until these results say otherwise, that's my daughter.
And you say you were led to believe she's yours. That's what you were told?
Yeah.
Oh, she's just beautiful.
Thank you.
That's my baby. Yeah, that's my baby.
Oh, she's so cute.
I would love for her to be my daughter.
Why do you think she's saying?
I feel she has a guilty conscience within her that she has to clear up more than with me. I know this is my child. You know what I mean? I believe it's my child. I feel like that's here. She has a different feeling inside her.
And when this emotion that you feel in this moment?
Betrayed.
Betrayed from who, though?
You.
You're very disrespectful to me.
You're very disrespectful.
You made my life a living hell.
You made my life a living hell. What?
Okay,
Who
so let's
bothered
pray.
who more,
Let's
Brittany?
pray right now to the universe and that she's not your baby.
Who bothered who more? Who bothered who more?
You bother me, Malik.
Don't call me no Malik. You know
Lamik, whatever. She's not your baby.
She does numerous things to me. You know what I mean? If I'm dealing with a female, she don't like that female, I can't get my daughter because I'm gonna be at that female house.
That's a lie.
It's obvious you all have hit messy mode.
Right.
It's just messy now.
Yeah.
But in terms of the paternity, you are saying definitively, Miss Lightle, you're not the father.
True. Like when she was first born, she looked like Lamik. She doesn't look like him no more. She looks like my ex.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell.
She looked like all my ex
Strangers see me with Maya and they
She
be like, she
all
look
my
just like you.
ex-kids.
That gotta be your child.
So, okay, I need to understand this. If she looks like your ex, you really believe she's your ex, and at 8 months old, you told Mr. Moses he may not be the father.
Why not before that?
Why is Mr. Moses in the hospital? Why is he there for the birth? Why does he sign the birth certificate? Why does the baby go home with him? Why does he have visitation and you're giving him visitation? Why?
Legally, he is the father. I told him that before I had the baby.
No, legally he does have a legal right to see the child because he signed the birth certificate. So you're here to tell me that because he has that legal right, you're letting him see the child?
They have a bond.
Somehow I don't believe this is based on the law.
They have a bond, Your Honor, but he did step up and he was there. So
I just feel it's unfair for me. Because like she said, I did step up. You know what I mean? For her to tell me as a man I'm not the father of my daughter, and I stepped up to be the father to my daughter.
I told you that before I had the baby, though, so you have to
let
ask
him finish a sentence.
But she tells me this off and on. If you're gonna tell me something, you stick to it. You gotta stick to it. You know what I mean? Don't be on the fence. You know what I mean? Oh, we on good terms now. Come get your daughter. Come. You know what I mean? Oh, I don't like you now. No, can't get her. Stick to one side. Let me know.
I never told you couldn't come get your daughter.
First of all, it ain't even between us. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't like you. But we got a little girl to grow up with. We got a little girl to raise.
No, we don't.
But that's the attitude. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not a good boyfriend or whatever, but I'm a great father. I mean, I'm not a good boyfriend. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm a great father. For me to be just like belittled in any way for my daughter is disrespectful.
What's disrespectful is the things that you do, Mr. Moses.
What I do to you?
I asked him not. This girl has threatened me over Facebook, so I told him do not bring my daughter over there.
Hold up, she started trouble with these
All right, listen. Now we're again off the subject of paternity. See, you all are intent on airing out all your messiness in here. I'm concerned about Lamaya. I'm trying to figure out who's her biological father. She's 1 year now. And as far as we know now, she thinks Mr. Moses is her dad. Is that correct?
Yeah, she called me dad and everything. She knows I'm her dad.
That's the only dad she's ever known?
Yes, Your Honor.
So the stakes are high here because the truth is she will know if this man is now missing from her life. And now this baby is calling you dada and her mother is saying no, that's not.
That hurt.
I can only imagine what that feels like because it's still so new.
Right.
It's just a year.
Seemed like yesterday. My first.
And yeah, your first.
My first.
I get it. But I also understand your position that if there's a question, better for us to know now
Then later.
But I have to ask you, Miss Lightle, do you truly believe Mr. Moses is not her biological father? Or is your relationship just at such a negative point, volatile point, that you just don't want him to be?
I just don't want him to be the father, Your Honor. I just don't. I can't deal with this man for the rest of my life, for 18 years. I can't deal with him for another day. I don't even want to be with right here.
Stop.
No talking. Like, I don't want him to be a father. I just can't do it anymore.
Do you really know who your child's father is?
I slept with both of them around the time I got pregnant, Your Honor.
Okay, so that means you don't. And look, this is why we're here. Just lay it on the line. So you don't know. And at 8 months, you told him that.
Yeah.
But then when he still decided to be there, did the other guy not really want to be there? Why did you let him? You kept saying, well, he stepped up.
The other guy, he stepped back because he stepped up. You know, he didn't know if it was his for sure, and he stepped up, so he took it back.
Oh, sometimes I get a light bulb.
The thing.
No, don't talk. Because I just need to process it because I finally got it. You don't know who the child's father is. The ex doesn't know for certain. You informed Mr. Moses that you didn't know for certain. But because of the confusion, the ex kind of dropped back, but Mr. Moses still came on up and stepped up to the plate.
Yeah.
So you allowed him to be there even though there was confusion and you didn't know.
Yes, Your Honor.
I get it now. Your ex, Mr. Green, is here. I'd like to hear from him. Ron, will you please escort Mr. Green in?
Yes, ma'am. Come on in. Who would go right up the stairs and have...
You look real cool coming down the courtroom, but you know you can't wear no sunglasses in my courtroom now. Thank you, sir. So let me make sure I have an understanding of this. She came and told you, I'm pregnant. Well, you all been dealing with each other. She says you're her ex. But once she told you that, she also admitted openly, point blank, that Mr. Moses also was a potential father. And then she added, but he's stepping up to the plate.
He stepped up to the plate, and I mean, you know, we had intercourse one time, and there's a possibility that she might be mine.
Miss Lightle, have you let Mr. Green into Lamaya's life at all?
I mean, Mr. Green is my friend. We hang out, and when I got the baby, he's around. You know, she's around him. She doesn't know him as daddy.
She doesn't?
No, but he's definitely been around her. He, you know, I don't really,
So how
I
you
never
don't
really
want
let them bond
me to
because
have my daughter around girls I mess with. Or I'm
I never
friends
really
with.
let them bond because he stepped up to the plate, but he's been around.
So, Mr. Green, when you're around Lamaya and you're with Miss Lightle, is something going on in the back of your mind every time you see her like, is this my child? Does she look like me?
Absolutely.
It does.
That's natural.
Ms. Lightle, you're saying you hope Mr. Green is Lamaya's father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why?
We have a friendship. We have a, it's just a better environment for my daughter to be raised in because it's not poisonous like our relationship. You know, I don't want my daughter to see me arguing and fighting with her dad all her life.
So when you say, I don't want him to be the father, it really is based upon the nature of your relationship and the way in which you both interact.
Yes.
You just feel like it's toxic.
Yes,
When we good, we good. When we bad, we bad. She making it seem like it be all bad.
it is all bad.
No, she make it bad.
Well, it can't be all bad because you wouldn't have potentially been in this courtroom making this beautiful child. So there's no way it could have always been bad. And if it was always bad, you wouldn't have wanted him around you in the delivery room, definitely not on the birth certificate. You don't want to be bothered with nobody you don't want to be bothered with when you having a baby.
That's why I'm here.
So what I'm saying is, it wasn't always bad. All right, so we know what you're hoping for, Mr. Moses. Right. You're hoping Lamaya is your biological child.
All right.
I think it's time for the results. Ron?
You're on.
Thank you. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Moses Green v. Lightle, pertaining to whether Mr. Moses or Mr. Green is the father of 1-year-old Lamaya Moses, it has been determined by this court the biological father is Mr. Green. You are the father. I'm sorry, Mr. Moses.
I'm okay. I'm just glad we know. You know what I mean? It's a bittersweet feeling for my end. You know, I would have loved to be the biological father of Lamaya, but now I don't gotta deal with that.
Right, now
You know, so, you know.
the feeling is mutual.
We sit here day after day and we see very different approaches from possible fathers. Some fathers say, I want hands off until I know the truth. And some men like you step up to the plate, even when there is uncertainty on the table. I commend you for that.
Thank you.
Mr. Conway, you are here today to prove you are not the father of 20-year-old Trayvon Cruse, yet find yourself in court today owing more than $53,000 in back child support. You claim that you've been arrested numerous times as a result of the child support, and you're ready to prove once and for all that you're not his father.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are here in court with your sister, am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Cruse, you say you have zero doubt that Mr. Conway is your child's biological father and claim he's denying your son only to avoid paying the child support debt.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Conway, you say paying support for a child that isn't yours has basically ruined your life. Tell me how.
Yes, Your Honor. You know, basically this $53,000, they say, oh, well, I'm paying child support in Nebraska, but he has two orders. One order in Nebraska, one order in Missouri. I didn't know nothing about exactly where they was in 2005 until I got arrested.
And you've never hired an attorney to deal with this issue?
Ma'am, this is the problem. If I had to get an attorney, I had to get an attorney from Missouri, but I live in Nebraska. So it was gonna cost me way too much money to have an attorney in Missouri.
Well, I'm sure it'd be less than $53,000.
Yeah, it'd been a whole lot less than $53,000.
Yeah, it'd be less.
It'd been less than $53,000, Your Honor. But this is the problem. I was paying child support for him in Nebraska.
How does
She the one
when pages?
She the one when it got two orders for him. Nebraska said don't even worry about.
How many times have you been arrested over?
About 10.
Christmas Eve.
About 10. About 10. Every time I get a house or an apartment, soon as I'm doing great. I don't care if I'm walking down the street and the cops stop me.
Right.
They pull me over. They stop me, and here I come.
You brought your sister. Ma'am, I'd like to hear from you. You feel like your brother has made the effort.
I feel like every time he gets a job or something, you know, he goes back to jail. By the time you've kept him from all that time, guess what? That job is gone. That apartment's gone. Now you're back on your sister's couch.
So you basically have witnessed this cycle. If you've got that going on in Missouri and Nebraska and you want to understand and you say, but I'd have to hire a lawyer in Missouri, well then hire a lawyer in Missouri. Ms. Cruse, I want you to chime in on this because I want to understand this better.
Edwin has not did nothing for my son.
You didn't let nobody see him.
You can call
Didn't know
the
it was
car,
his.
$29, this. I called Nebraska because he tried to say this story a long time ago that I'm paying in Nebraska. I call and I say, well, what, give my
Why is Missouri
information.
not
So
worried
you've
about
tried to straighten this out.
Try to straighten it out. They said, we don't have, I said, look, this guy's calling me, harassing me, saying they're taking $700 and something out of my check. I said, I'm not receiving nothing. I'm not receiving no aid for the state or anything. So why am I not getting my money? I want my money if he's paying it.
So you haven't received any support?
It's impossible.
Off and on, $29.
Impossible, Your Honor.
$29 here, there's some $3 here. He ain't
$3
did
here.
nothing. Probably
Come on.
altogether maybe $5,000 over 20 years. I don't really know.
Really?
It must have been
Your Honor, I owe
Well, you
$53,000
never
for
paid-
that
he
job.
been-
you must have been
He
sick
has
because
it.
he was
Well,
there.
One at a
I owe
time.
Well, if I was
$53,000
getting
for
it,
that.
One
it
at a
was on record.
time.
I had to
Don't hold
yell.
it. You ain't doing nothing.
Let's
Come
get
on.
some
Nothing.
order. Trayvon is 20 years old.
Yes, he is, Your Honor.
Were you at his birth? Did you sign
Yes,
his birth certificate?
Your Honor, I couldn't sign it. The day I asked her to
missing
sign the
in
birth
action.
certificate, she told me no. I asked her to sign the birth certificate. She told me I didn't have to sign it.
That's a lie.
Did you say that,
She
Ms.
told me
Cruse?
not to sign the birth certificate.
came up
You know
and
what?
took
That's
the
why my
joy
name
of
is
the-
not on his birth certificate. But on
Jerome,
other
let me
kids'
see
name-
that evidence, please.
On other
He
kids,
can't-
my name is on their birth certificate. She told me not to sign the birth certificate.
You
Come
say
on.
she didn't let you
Come on.
sign the
She
birth
told me not
certificate?
to. In the hospital room, the nurse came in. She told me not to sign the birth certificate.
Wow.
Tell me I'm lying, TT.
Ms.
You
Cruz,
lying.
Is that true?
You lying.
Come on, TT.
You lying.
Boy, I tell you.
You lying. Your Honor.
Well,
at
why
that
isn't
time,
he
I was
on this birth
19 years-
certificate?
I'm not on the birth
Because
certificate.
he was missing in action.
I was at the hospital when you was born. You had a C-section. I was there.
Exactly. You was there, but you was missing in action. You wasn't there when the.
Come on, I was there when you had to see. I was right in the room with him when he came out.
Talk to the judge.
So what you're saying, Ms. Cruse, is by the time they brought the birth certificate,
exactly. They don't.
He was not there.
He wasn't there. He's back in the streets.
I was in the room.
That was all the relationship.
On the way home from the hospital that night after you told me not to sign
You
the birth
all
3 days at a
stop
time.
talking over one another. I cannot hear you. Proceed, Ms. Cruse.
He was there when I actually had the baby, but they don't just bring the birth certificate. Here's your baby, here's a birth certificate for sign. No, you had to stick around. He was there for the joy, and then he's gone like he always did. He wanted to call and come and look, you know, oh, that's my son when he's in football practice one time of his life, no birthdays, no nothing. But no, this is all a lie. He's just now coming up with all this.
Mr. Conway, your name is not on the birth certificate. You've expressed today that you wanted to be on the birth certificate. If you missed the opportunity to sign the birth certificate in the hospital, why not make arrangements at a later date?
Exactly.
Your Honor, she left town. She left town. We was doing all right. We both had a job. We happened to lose our apartment. When we lost our apartment, she hit the corner. She was gone for 9 months. She came back in June. Told me in July she was pregnant. She had the baby in January.
Right.
That's 7 months. The baby got to be 9 months. Come on.
What is that you're holding?
It's a calendar.
I'd like to see that. Jerome, will you hand me that evidence, please? So you've made a calendar.
That's right.
To outline to me how this has happened.
And that's 7 months. You can't have a baby in 9 months and 7.
So you're saying she left and then returned home in June?
Yep.
She told you she was pregnant in July.
Had the baby January 17th.
Then had the baby January 17th.
That's right.
That's right.
So you counting back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, even if it was 6 or 7 months, you're saying it's not enough time.
Not enough time.
Was Trayvon a full-term baby?
Yes, he was a full term.
She came back pregnant.
And Your Honor, I had a job, so I can't just go somewhere in 8 or 9 months and then whoop, come back.
So you're saying you weren't gone that long?
No.
Oh, Your Honor, come on. Yes, she was.
That must be, you know, again, he got selective.
Come on.
He got selective memory. No,
bottom line is, this
he's a liar.
6, 7 months pregnancy, in your mind, you're saying, you tell me you're pregnant in July, we having a baby in January, this math doesn't add up.
Math don't add up.
And now you're almost close to $54,000 behind in child support.
Yeah.
And you say there's absolutely no way this child could be yours.
No, Your Honor.
But yet he was there when I had the baby.
And was mad because he didn't get to sign the birth certificate.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to understand.
That is when I started having doubts when she told me not to sign the birth certificate.
Nah.
Oh, so you didn't have doubts when the pregnancy was 6 or 7 months?
All them doubts started when she told me not to sign the birth certificate. And then the first time my mom seen him, my mom said he don't even look like us.
So the point is, the time frame gave you a little doubt, but you were going to push that aside.
Yep.
You came to the hospital, you were going to sign the birth certificate, you were going to be the father. But then when she said, she said, don't sign the birth certificate.
That's right, Your Honor.
She says you missed it. Yeah. That's what fueled your doubts even more.
Yes, Your Honor.
Trayvon, this is a lot for a young man. Growing up, did you know that Mr. Conway was your father? Is that what you were told? There's no name on your birth certificate.
I mean, yeah, I knew that because a couple times he came down to visit me. He tried to call me when he did. But me and him is way different. I remember him taking me into a strip club
while
to
he
call
had a beer.
because he said he wanted to call, and he said he wanted to call.
Yes, he did.
And see when the
Let the young man testify.
He said he wanted to see when the bus was coming. Ooh. The dude at the door said, I can't come in because I'm too young. I sat down back by Salvation Army in the Greyhound until he came out. He's inside for like 15 minutes. You was only around.
The whole while we was in Nebraska.
No, man, don't talk to me. I'm talking right now.
Don't talk to you. You are very disrespectful young man. That's why you can't be my son, because my kids ain't disrespectful at all. You've been calling me your son this whole time until 20 years.
Yeah.
Until you started.
So why are you on here talking about my mom like this?
I'm telling the truth about your mom.
Why are you embarrassing me like this?
Oh, man.
You're embarrassing. I got a son now. My son has I pay for everything. Every week I get paid. I call my girlfriend, I'm telling her, what do you need? I don't care what it is.
That's good for you.
Bro,
you're supposed to do that.
Bro.
I done did the same for you. I did the same for you. You was mine.
Bro, and real
You was
men
mine.
would stop being in the streets, man. And
What
man
streets
up
you
for that
talking
kid.
about, Trayvon?
You never
I've
man
been
up
working
for
all my
nothing.
life.
I've never had
That's
nothing
that junk
from
your
you.
mama telling
All right, hold on.
Why haven't we got child support then if you've been
I don't know
working?
why you ain't got it, because you got it in 2 different states.
No,
That's
because I
why
got
you
the
ain't
card in
got
my
it.
pocket.
I'll tell you why you haven't got it, because it's in arrears.
Exactly.
$53,000 worth.
The
I don't care
Nebraska-
who-
So the
Nebraska
point
don't say no
is
way real.
this.
This come out of
The
Missouri.
point is
I don't
this.
care.
Missouri
This
don't own
young
that.
man,
Nebraska don't say own a dime.
this young man is trying to talk about what he experienced growing up. And some people can only focus on themselves.
Yes.
He has tears in his eyes as he talks about the earliest memory he has of his father is going on a bus and ending up at a strip club, but he can't get in, so he gotta sit outside and wait.
It's a whole
Never
bunch
happened,
of
y'all.
lies and fake promises. for real.
Never happened,
You know,
y'all.
Let him finish
he's
the statement.
He's never held up his end of the bargain ever. He's never been.
And you feel like he did not make an effort.
Never made an effort. It's not hard. You're not just living for you now. You have to live for somebody else. Like
Yes.
I do. You know what I'm saying? I've been through some stuff, but I mean, I've been through some things, but I don't let that affect me. It does hurt me that when I was growing up, I used to look at my stepdad like, because I used to see but that's his real kid though, my little brother. And I used to wonder, like, I used to be mad at my mom, like I still did, like, man, why? Like, you left him better than me. And it's not because of that, it's because I've never had you around. Only time you've been around and you've never taught me anything. My stepdad has taught me everything I need to know.
Your Honor, he always leaves me nasty text message. He text message me
'Cause you always
every
promise him
kind of
something
thing.
you don't
All he
follow
talk about on text message, send him some money.
$53,000.
He said send him his money. That's all he want.
No.
Tell him you
brought that
bomb,
in
you this,
liquor.
you that, you everything else. No, of course I ain't gonna do nothing. Come on, man.
Mr.
No way.
look,
Did you wanna
this
see-
court,
I sent you
this
pictures.
court does not in any way condone young people, children being disrespectful to their parent. Let me say that first. However, let me also add, this young man has stood here today and he's talked about how this has affected him. And honestly, Mr. Conway, I didn't see you miss a beat. I mean, your mouth just running like a motor. It's like you didn't even stop to listen to this young man. And so, as much as I want to say, oh, well, there's no way this man couldn't care about this young child. There's no way he could ignore him. There's no way he wouldn't value what his feelings and emotions are. You standing here in this courtroom doing just that right in front of my face. And the truth is, with the dates you gave me on that calendar, I get why you could have doubt. I get it. Math, it's odd.
That's his math, though.
But I was just about to say, but that's based upon your recollection of the events and the times you were together. The fact is that despite these dates, you were still at the hospital and you said in court, I wanted to sign the birth certificate.
Yes.
So when I see a man say, I wanted to sign a birth certificate for a child, and yet when he's standing in this courtroom so eloquently speaking about the way your absence has affected his life, and you not even listening.
Yeah, and I hear what he's saying.
And do you understand how it has affected him?
Yes, I do.
What he's saying, it breaks my heart, that story about how his stepfather has a child and it's his real child, and he always felt like he was on the outside. Did you hear that?
Yes, I do. I understand that, Your Honor.
So now, are we ready for the results?
I
Because
am
most
ready.
certainly am.
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Shoot, bring it on.
At the end of the day, the kid is not his. Let's see this, Billy.
Yeah.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Conway versus Cruse, when it comes to 20-year-old Trayvon Cruse, it has been determined by this court Mr. Conway, you are his father.
That's what I'm talking about. Get your life together. Get your life together.
my life is
You ain't
together.
had no business questioning mine.
Yeah, I question
question it,
it.
ma'am.
I question it because he
We
questioned
don't want
it.
nothing from
Something,
him.
Your Honor.
This is.
Yes, sweetheart. What would you like to say, Mr. Cruse?
I accept your apology, but honestly, after coming on this after 20 years, it's so embarrassing how you just talked about my mom.
Yes, it is.
I didn't know.
When I ever like,
I didn't know.
You're my father. You're my biological father, but I don't want nothing to do with you. You're not
Thank you.
that. The way
That's
you
what you
just
want?
talked about my mom
Disrespect.
today in court, how she just did this and
She did.
and then what you tell me on phone and what you're showing in person is different than what you're saying right now in court. So I'll forgive you,
So you can move on.
but
Trayvon, I'm sorry. I apologize, man. I really do. And I understand that you just had a new baby. And if you give me the chance, man, I know I can never make up for the time or whatever, but I do the best I can. And I'll try. And I love you, man. You can't get a hug from me, man? Please? Or a handshake or something? Can we start somewhere?
That's very nice. He's angry right now, and this may not be the day. Mr. Conway, this might not be the time. It may take you 1 week, 2 weeks, 5 months, 5 years. But if what you said today is true, humble yourself and approach this young man with love in your heart. There's a part of letting people redeem themselves that I think is important in life. All right?
All right.
So think about it, because you're a strong young man and a smart young man.
I get a text message from a friend. She posted a picture of him on social media. She says, well, I know you told me that y'all had a DNA test and said that he wasn't yours, but I don't care what that test say. I'm looking at this picture and this is your son.
How far along were you
4 months.
when you had the prenatal test?
4 months, Your Honor. So they called me and they told me Mo was not the father.
She done got a letter in the mail from the same company that said he wasn't mine. They done sent the letter saying he is mine.
Whoa!
They said it was a clerical error.
So you have conflicting paternity results, and that equals paternity doubts.
Yes, Your
Just
Honor.
to be clear, that is not the laboratory we use here at Paternity Court.
The paternity test is gonna say that he's mine and we can move forward, no more back and forth. He is yours, he is not yours, and I'm changing his full name.
I just want this to be, proven so he can move on with his life and I can move on with mine.
All right. Mr. Williams, you are the father. Mr. Williams was so relieved to know for certain that Achilles was his son. My staff caught up with him, and there have been some major changes since he left court.
First and foremost, I wanted to thank Judge Lake. I was very pleased with the result.
The first major change that we had was the name change, and his name now is Khalil Williams, and we've also taken the steps to get joint custody and start raising our stuff together. So thanks, Judge Lake, for getting us the results we needed to start to do that.
Mr. Williams and Ms. Sports are taking a mature approach to co-parenting their son, and I'm wishing them all the best. Up next, Carly Gregory brought her ex to court to prove he fathered her son, even after she confessed that she had a threesome with her friend and her friend's boyfriend.
Me and Mr. Elston met through my ex at a basketball game. I was dating.
Through your ex?
I was dating my ex, and he was cheating on me at the time. We started sleeping together 2 weeks after we met.
Well, who else did you have sex with?
My friend's boyfriend. We had a threesome. She knew about it.
The baby didn't look like me. He don't have my nose, my ears, my eyes, or nothing.
We got engaged in May. He broke up with me 2 weeks ago because of paternity issues. So I feel that we need to get this all cleared up.
And so you broke off the engagement, Mr. Elston, because of this entire paternity saga?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Elston, you are not the father. Mr. Elston claimed he would be there for Carson, but did he keep his promise? Watch this surprising update.
Hey, Paternity Court. After leaving court, me and Ladarian broke up for a week and we got back together, and now we are legally married. Me and him have gotten together and we decided that it's best for both of the kids, even though he's not Carson's legal father. Right now, I'm currently 5 months pregnant. He goes to every doctor's appointment and he's been around. We are very thankful for the results. Thank you.
I was shocked to hear that Ms. Gregory and Mr. Elston are now husband and wife. Hopefully that will put an end to all the back and forth and provide their children with a stable two-parent home. This next case was definitely a fan favorite, and I must say, it brought me to tears.
The 24 years of my life, not having no mother, losing her when I was 4 years old, I had to depend on my grandparents to take care of me when I was in need. I would never leave my child stranded if that's my own blood. You cannot consider no man to me. You're a coward.
Mr. Ducasse, what was the nature of the relationship with Mr. Gower's mother?
When I met his mother, right, she was in a 2-year standing relationship and she made it real clear to me. Secondly, we only had one encounter.
You said you just had a one-night stand.
Yes.
Why would you not take a paternity test?
Number one, there was a lot of maturing that I had to go through as well.
What does that have to do with me? Just imagine not being wanted, period. And you're just stranded all by yourself. And you're trying to figure out life, but you gotta learn the hard way.
Mr. Gower, you have brought me to tears today. You really have. You know, I sit here every day and what I try to do is be a voice for kids like you. But I couldn't have said it better than you said it today. Mr. Gower had so much emotion bottled up inside of him, I struggled to hold back my own tears. I'll have an update on this case and more shocking fan favorites when Paternity Court continues. Welcome back, and thanks for joining me for a special fan favorites update edition of Paternity Court. Before the break, Sanchez Gower passionately recalled the difficulties of growing up without a dad. He demanded answers from his alleged father. Emotions were running high, and I was shaking as I opened the envelope to read the results.
I need answers.
Yes.
I need an answer, and I deserve it.
I don't know what the results are, what they will be. I'm hoping we can get the answers that you need so desperately. But one thing I do know is that you'll have the truth, and that's why I know you're gonna be all right. Mr. Ducasse, you are the father.
Lord have mercy, Jesus. Have mercy, Lord. Lord have mercy, Jesus.
All right now, Mr. Gower and his grandmother about to make me mess up my makeup again. So let's go to their update.
We continuing on trying to build our relationship a lot closer now because we talk on a daily basis. My final message for Judge Lick is I thank her for inspiring me to become a better man, and for that, thank you.
Now what could be better than that? Mr. Gower has his father and he's getting to know his extended family. It's results like this that inspires my staff and I to do what we do each and every day. Moving on, here's an endearing case that I still get questions about. Tanya Currington caught Mr. Larson's eye at a hotel, and the next thing he knew, he was in court before me.
I met Ian at the hotel. He looked me up and down, because, you know, I had on booty shorts and everything. So he looked me up and down. He was like, ooh, you thick.
I was attracted to her thickness.
Can't make this up.
He wanted to have a baby by me, and that was that.
And now that the baby's here, he denies the baby.
Yes, because I'm in another relationship.
Oh. Did you plan to have a baby together? Were you trying to have a baby?
No, Honor.
You were not?
No.
Were you using protection?
No.
Then you were planning to have a baby?
When she was pregnant, she was with this guy pretty much through the whole term.
And I'm still is.
Yeah,
Getting
she
married
still
too,
is.
September 1st.
Now, Miss Currington's baby looked just like Mr. Larson, but you know it all comes down to the DNA. Stay tuned for a surprising update to this fan favorite and more. We'll be right back. Welcome back to another special Paternity Court update episode. One of my favorite cases featured Ian Kim Larson and a young woman who claimed he was her daughter's father. Let's go to the results. So, Mr. Kim Larson, are you still in love with Miss Currington?
Yes.
Yes.
When it comes to 5-month-old Keora Currington, Mr. Kim Larson, you are the father. Dad. Miss Currington and Mr. Larson were not on the same page in court, and I wondered what would happen when they returned home. I was surprised to receive this update.
Okay, hey everyone. Since we left court, I've gotten married to another man, moved on with my life.
And I'm getting involved with my child, and we decide to co-parent and do what we gotta do best for our child.
I'm letting him get involved in her life more, and that's that.
Miss Currington married another man. Congrats to her, and it's so wonderful that she and Mr. Larson are working together for their daughter's sake. Now, what do you do if the man you love denied your child and then showed up in court with his new girlfriend? That happened to Miss Golder, but watch her turn things around.
I was there ever since she's been born, off and on for the past 9 months.
And you truly believe this is your little girl?
Yes, Your Honor.
You say you're certain?
Yes, Your Honor.
That he's not Mariah's biological father?
I know he is not her father, Your Honor.
Do you want to be in a relationship with Miss Golder?
I really would like to work out things with you. I do still love you.
Mr. Grand Mason, you are not the father.
Doesn't mean I can't be your father.
You're her daddy.
Did the loving feelings last after they'd left court? The short answer from Ms. Golder is no, they did not. Ms. Golder is pregnant again and claims Mr. Grand Mason is not the father. Wow. Now, in this next case, I was shocked when Ms. McNair hit the floor during the proceedings.
Your Honor, Mariah mean the world to me. She's everything to me. She's my heart, she's my all.
That's not his baby. You're trying to put this child on my cousin when that's not his child.
She's his. Was you there when we was conceiving her?
No.
Were you at the birth?
Yes, ma'am, I was. Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign the birth certificate?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Because he's stupid. That's stupid.
Just mind your business, baby.
Mr. Travis, you are not the father. Can you express to this court, Mr. Travis? Oh, Lord. Jerome, get her. Call the medic. I was so glad that Miss McNair was all right, and my guess is the truth was just overwhelming. Mr. Travis was devastated to hear he was not the father. Where are they now, and what happened to their relationship?
Hey, everybody.
Since we left court, the results was life-changing. We moved back in together right after court. Now we're working on our relationship, our friendship, and our trust again.
We're working on everything, and I think everything gonna be okay.
I must say, their update caught me by surprise. However, infidelity doesn't have to spell the end of a relationship. There was no mention of who Mariah's biological father is, and again, my court is available to help. Now, I've saved one of my most talked about cases for last. Ms. Jackson accused her friend's son of getting her pregnant, but his mom wasn't having any of it.
He took her to the clinic, she took the test, okay, we know she's pregnant. I said, now come back and talk to me when you got Dana. I said, let's go see her.
Well, who's Dana?
Dana is DNA.
Oh,
And just upset at the fact I knew that she trapped.
It
By the
doesn't
time
matter.
I figured it out, it had to
Honey,
been too late.
Your son is grown.
It doesn't matter.
You grandma. You grandma. All right, well, shut up.
Okay, hold on. I don't play by my mama, and you know this. You know this.
Stop talking. Stop talking. Listen to me.
Some order,
Listen, ma'am.
ladies. Hold on. Now, y'all gonna talk over one another, but you ain't gonna talk over me.
During the time that I knew her, I've known her to talk to several other men.
You admittedly slept with your best friend's son.
Her son is grown.
Did you caution them and say, listen,
Not at that time because I don't have friends that sleep with my damn children. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't have friends that sleep with my children, so I didn't think nothing of it.
and Ms. Robinson, look, I'm 49, you 48, I'm from that same school. Ain't no friend of mine sleeping with my son. That ain't gonna never happen. I would be furious if any friend of mine ever looked sideways at my son. I mean, really. I'm gonna take a break and I'll be back with the surprising ending to this case. Welcome back. I'm at the end of today's shocking fan favorites update edition of Paternity Court. In this last case, Vernita Robinson was stunned when her 34-year-old friend claimed she was pregnant by Ms. Robinson's 26-year-old son. But was he the father? Let's go to the results.
Listen, she wasn't just sleeping with him. When the married man came to talk to my son, it was me, my son, and the dude. I bet you this gonna come back. Somebody else, baby.
So wait a minute, you believe that there is a married man somewhere in this picture who could potentially be the father of Milani?
Yes.
Mr. Chaplin, you are the father.
Thank you. Thank you.
You in
Thank
trouble.
you.
You got
Child
to put
support,
your hands
baby.
down, buddy.
Thank you.
Ms. Jackson,
Thank
calm
you.
down, calm down.
Thank you.
During the case, Ms. Robinson said she was going to keep it calm and classy, but I wondered if they could all move past the drama that filled the courtroom. The family sent the court this update.
Since leaving court, we have all been happy to be a part of my daughter Milani's life, and we are trying to work things out to where we can all be a happy family together.
I would like to welcome Milani to the family and looking forward to being a part of Milani's life.